I love the Contender series and the stupid stuff we get every single week. And boy, is there some stupid stuff this week, but it's okay. Week number 8 of the Contender series, 5 fights. We will see who gets offered a contract by Dana White, but we have got a fun card today. And before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more MMA content here in the channel. Again, 2 more weeks of the Contender series after this one. And also in the channel, we have our UFC 320 predictions with Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira in the main event, and we also have posted our PFL Nurmagomedov versus Hughes 2 predictions. Make sure to go check out both those videos. They are linked in the description down below. Main channel, Greedo plays college football best bets, MLB best bets, NFL best bets. Go make sure to hit that subscribe button on that channel and this channel as well. It just helps us out a bunch. Okay, 5 fights on the Contender this week. We kick things off with our first one in the flyweight division, as we have got Paulo da Silva take on Rashid Vagabov. Okay, where do I even get started here, guys? Paulo da Silva, and I'm going to say this a couple times on this video. How did Paulo da Silva get here? Okay, so if you actually sit down and watch Paulo da Silva, so I watched every single one of these fighters, like I do every single week, right? I sit down, I do a good amount of tape study on every single fighter on the card. I watched Paulo da Silva's, was his last fight or the fight prior to that? It was his last fight. His only fight in LFA, he fights Hugo Pavia on LFA 209. Guys, I don't know if Paulo da Silva wins a round. You can probably give him the 3rd, I think it is. I don't know how you, guys, it's a crazy decision. There's 2 judges in that fight, it's a split decision, okay? I thought Pavia either won 2-1 or 3-0. 2 judges give Paulo da Silva 3-0 in that fight. And the other judge, the dissenting judge, goes 2-1 for Pavia, which is the right card. No, these judges straight up just give the fight to Paulo da Silva. Guys, Paulo da Silva is getting taken down at will in that fight. He gets knocked down in the second round, almost finished in the second round. And the judge is still the audacity to give him every single round. And prior to the LFA fight, he had fought in nothing promotions. He'd been fighting 1-0 fighters, 2-2 fighters, 2-17 fighters. The only reason he won that fight, I'm so serious, is because he's a Charles Oliveira guy. Oliveira, I know he's preparing for a fight in about a week and a half against Mateus Gamrot in Brazil, but pretty confident that he will be in the corner of Paulo da Silva. Paulo da Silva trains out of Charles Oliveira Gold Team over in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So Oliveira was in his corner in the LFA fight. I would expect Charles do Bronx to be in the corner again this week, but this is a guy in Paulo da Silva who has not great striking. He gets hit way too much, and he gets taken down at will. Okay, here comes a fighter from Makhachkala, Russia. Here comes Rashid Vagabov. Good luck, pal. It's a combat sambo fighter in Rashid Vagabov who does one thing and one thing only, and that's wrestle and take you down. I think we all know how this is going to go. I mean, that's all I needed to say, was that this guy's from Makhachkala, he's a wrestler, he's a combat sambo fighter. That's all you need to know. I'm going to get more in depth in a second here, but that should be the first thing that should ring to you. Okay, this won't be close. Guys, Paulo da Silva is a 23-year-old fighter. He's still very young in his career. Rashid Vagabov is 27 in his prime. He's lost twice before. Once back in 2019, so that doesn't count. It's been so long. And then a fight back in 2021 in Eagle FC for the Eagle FC Championship. He's okay, right? He's won 5 straight fights. 4 of those have been by submission. 3 of those submissions have all been in the first round. It is a very dominant style of fighting. It's, I mean, what you expect out of a Russian sambo fighter. Takedowns, 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 and just complete smothering on the mat. Vagabov, again, from Makhachkala, Russia. I think he's part of the Nurmagomedov school. Yeah, Khabib will be in the corner. He is fully part of the Khabib camp. He was born in Makhachkala, but trains in that Nurmagomedov camp. There's a picture on his Instagram with Ali Abdelaziz, because of course he's an Ali Abdelaziz guy. They all are. But there are pictures of him with Umar, with Tiger Ulanbekov, with Khabib Nurmagomedov, with Islam Makhachev. He is very involved in the camp. Okay, he is just another one of the guys. He's going to be fine. Trust me. I think he cross-trains in the States at ATT. I've seen him on his Instagram, but I wonder what's going to happen. A 125-pounder Dagestani wrestler who's from the Nurmagomedov camp. His head coach, it says on Tapology, is still a Dumanov Nurmagomedov. Yeah, he's going to run right through this guy who has not that great wrestling. Yeah, he's got some jiu-jitsu, but my goodness. I mean, the amount of times I saw that guy get taken down, and just the fact that Paulo da Silva just kind of gives up takedowns, I don't know how I mean, he didn't deserve to win his last fight, let alone now get his way on the Contender Series. He's 23, he's still very young. I mean, he got gifted a decision in his last fight. He should have just gone back on the regional scene and tried to win another one. Or back in LFA. Nope. Straight to the UFC against a Dagestani who's going to maul you in there. Good luck is what I will say. Good luck. Rashid Vagabov. This is a very easy one to make. This is the easiest fight on this entire card, and this might be the easiest contract Dana's going to give out this week. He'll see Habib in the corner. Oh, and this will be cool. Habib in one corner, Oliveira on the other. I don't know if Charles is going to be here though, because this fight's coming up. But regardless, that's all Dana needs to see. It's Habib. Okay, contract. Next, Rashid Vagabov, first round submission over Paulo da Silva. We move on now to the featherweight division. We have got Curtis Pink Panther Campbell taking on Demba Sek. Okay, Demba Sek from Senegal, 10-2 professionally, taking on the undefeated 7-0 Curtis Campbell. Campbell is on a higher level than Demba Sek. He just is. Curtis Campbell can strike, but the fights that I have watched and the recent fights that he has had, at least his last two fights, it's been a grappling heavy approach. Right, 2 fights ago in FCC, beats a guy who did not look like he deserved to be in there with him. It was like some 38-year-old guy, but Curtis Campbell goes out there, takes him down immediately, and eventually gets a finish on the ground. Just, he kind of traps the guy on the ground and starts hammering away with ground and pound, wins the fight by TKO. His next fight that he fought against Marcio Valerio goes out there and submits the guy in the second round. So it's been a grappling-heavy approach at Curtis Campbell for a guy who does have, 4 TKO victories, 3 of which have been standing knockouts. His last 2 finishes, though, both have been a result of the ground game and what he's able to do with his wrestling. Okay. He's taking on Demba Sek, who is from Senegal, and I don't know. I hate to be harsh, isn't very good. Okay, I've watched a couple Demba Sek fights. I watched him early in his career against Stefan De La Rey in EFC in 2022. It's a fight that he lost. It's a fight that he put himself into a lot of precarious positions. And I'll tell you right now, everything Demba Sek throws is here. It's all hooks. And it's all I'm leaving myself to be exposed. Well, okay, that's not fair. It is mostly hooks. I shouldn't say it's all hooks, but that's where he can get hit the most because he just leaves himself wide open to be hit. He throws his hook like this and kind of sticks his head out and he throws a lot of stupid stuff. So this is the fun stuff I get to see while watching and doing tape study. Now, ignore the video quality. What fight card is this on? This is on Global Warrior Champions. Hopefully they don't copyright me for using 5 seconds of their clip. I'm promoting your fighter, okay? Let's just watch this together, guys. I'm gonna show you like 5 seconds of this. Demba Sek, I know this is horrible video quality, but this is the best it is. So Demba Sek's the guy in red, okay? Just watch Demba Sek here. Boom! He throws just stupid stuff. And this fight, if you can watch it, it's hilarious. It's on YouTube. It's the last fight Demba Sek had. I know that video quality looks like the fight's from like 2008. Now that was just a couple months ago. Demba Sek throws a lot of stuff, and he doesn't really put his hands up at all. He will throw a front kick like that and just be completely fine with being hit. And that fight's hilarious. It's against Fred Kulidze, and the commentary is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard. It is the funniest thing, man. There's a guy on commentary, and there's 2 guys on commentary, and it just sounds like they're watching a fight, like they're in their living room watching a fight. Oh, here they go. Oh, I love this fight. Oh my goodness, this is my brother from Togo. This is the fighting spirit. Oh, I've known that this is what African MMA is. These 2 warriors are just throwing. Oh. Like if you've watched like Tom Brady do commentary for the NFL and for Fox, Tom's the greatest football player to ever walk the planet. But a lot of Brady's reactions on commentary is just oh. Like Tom doesn't really do commentary; he just reacts. That's what that entire fight is, but for 15 minutes straight. Like Tom will do some analysis. That fight, if you watch the fight that Sek has, it's all just reactions the entire time. And it's hilarious. Anyways, though, he's fighting on this card. Again, video quality, they're recording in 240p over in Ghana. And I just found this funny, too. This is the type of things you find on the Contender. He barely wins this fight. I think he probably should have lost, honestly. But it's a close fight. He beats Fred Kulidze. Guys, this fight card was main evented. Let's look at this real quick. It's main evented by this guy, Reggie Rockstone. And I dug a little bit deeper into this. I don't know, maybe he's like a celebrity in Ghana. Guys, this is on Tapology. 61-year-old Reggie Rockstone submits an opponent. They had a 61-year-old man main event this card. What goes on in some of these promotions? It's hilarious, but what the actual hell? I know I got carried away there, but I needed just to mention it because I found it so hilarious. Demba Sek, guys, he's in trouble. I will say that. He's in trouble in this fight because his grappling isn't very good. I watched him get taken down at will early in his career, and his grappling's still not great now. He leaves himself wide open to get hit, and he's fighting an up-and-coming prospect who looks like kind of a nerd, but it's okay. Curtis Campbell, again, Pink Panthers his whole thing, so he wears the pink trunks. Obviously, he won't get those in the Contender, but I'm sure if he gets signed, I think they'll give him the O'Malley tights, the pink ones, obviously. But he will undoubtedly beat Demba Sek here. Demba Sek is just not that high of a level of a fighter. Curtis Campbell has a striking game, but his grappling has been what's really, wrote home for him recently, and that's where he should easily win this fight. Just like in the first fight of the night with Rashid Vagabov, I believe Curtis Campbell wins the fight by first round submission. I really think there's a definite gap in ability in this fight, in my personal opinion. I believe Curtis Campbell is just on a higher level, and I fully expect him to win this fight. Going Curtis Campbell by first round sub. Demba Sek does get hit a lot, and there's a potential 100% for a Curtis Samuel knockout in this fight too. I believe it's going to be a submission, though, that gets him this win, especially, again, what he's been doing recently, and he's only 23, and he's only getting better as a mixed martial arts fighter. I got to go with Curtis Campbell to beat Demba Sek. He'll get it done by first round submission. We move on now to our next fight in the welterweight division. We have the plus 215 underdog, Christopher Alvidrez, taking on Eliezer Kubanza. Eliezer Kubanza from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He's going to be taking on Christopher Alvidrez. So I'm watching Christopher Alvidrez fights, and I can't come across his last fight. Okay, he's fighting Takashi Sato, and the fight's legitimately at Killcliff FC. The gym, no. The fight's like it's set up in their gym. There's an octagon in Killcliff FC. And Christopher Alvidrez is fighting on that card. And he beats the crap out of Takashi Sato for the most part. Takashi Sato's coaches say, with 3 minutes into the round, you're doing fine, you're fine, Takashi. And then he gets cracked immediately by Alvidrez. And Alvidrez eventually finishes him. He blitzes him for legitimately 2 minutes straight, and eventually he finds the knockout. So that's, it's one thing. I'm watching this fight, I'm like, when I watched it initially, I'll be honest, I didn't know they did fights at Killcliff FC. Like, they ran their own promotion called XFC Young Guns. But I'm watching the fight, and it's crazy. And I'm just thinking to myself, is this actually at Killcliff? And I look it up, and it is. And I watched the post-fight interview, and Big E's just the post-fight a ring announcer. WWE's Big E is just. I'm serious. This is the random stuff you find on the Contender series. Big E just shows up. He just spawns in. This is why I love doing the Contender. The most random stuff happens. But Alvidrez, he looks good, but he's fighting a 38-year-old Takashi Sato, who's well past his prime, and sure, you should knock out Takashi Sato. Eliezer Kubanza, though. Ooh. This guy's a problem. Now, I watched his last couple fights in Brave, and the commentators are raving about the fact of the aura, legitimately, they say those exact words, the aura that Eliezer Kubanza has, and just the aura that radiates through the building when Kubanza fights. He's a good striker. He is. Has to deal with a wrestling-heavy approach in some of his fights, and he fought a Kyrgyzstani fighter a couple fights ago. He weathers a storm in terms of wrestling and eventually gets the knockout. I think he's pretty solid. I will say that right away. I think he's pretty solid. He was supposed to fight Jack Grant in Brave. Former PFL fighter Jack Grant, who lost to the Lazy King at one point in time and had a close fight against the Lazy King. That's why PFL signed him at one point. That fight got canceled. And Kubanza's now here in the UFC, at least fighting for a contract to get into the UFC. He's got good striking, works the body really well, and he is a fighter who takes a measured approach, but he's waiting, boom, and unload something and hit you with something hard and probably put you out. So that's what he did in the Salamat Orzukhanov fight. Again, the Kyrgyzstani fighter, I watched him fight. Another thing that stands out to me, 2022 victory in scuffle combat against Patrick Ochime. I know that name might not ring a bell for everybody. Patrick Ochime is a guy PFL Africa is just building around right now. He is, how, I guess, Al Dafri or Alcara or what Dakota Ditcheva was for PFL Europe, and El Dafri and Alcaraz for PFL MENA. Right now, Patrick Ochime, that's what he is for PFL Africa. Like, he's main eventing all the cards. He's their main fighter they have in PFL Africa. He's from Nigeria, trains out of Johannesburg, South Africa. He's their main guy. He's 7-1, just won his last fight in PFL Africa. He fights again next month in Rwanda. He'll probably win fighting a guy who's just not on his level. The one guy to ever beat Patrick Ochime is Eliezer Kubanza. Kubanza finishes him in the third round. And again, Ochime is a 7-1 fighter now and has all the promotional backing behind him with the Professional Fighters League in Africa. That means something. I'm telling you, Kubanza's really good. Throws a heavy leg kick. Throws such a heavy leg kick. He does swing, and that does leave himself to get exposed a little bit to get hit. And Alvidrez will make him pay. I think this is a back-and-forth fight. I think it is a, real competitive one. I'm just a little concerned about Kubanza's readiness for the UFC. That I am concerned about that. Like, I am talking about how good he is. He's good for the regional scene. How good is he going to be when he actually gets into the best promotion on the planet? That's a whole other thing, and I don't know, right? I think he's good enough to beat Christopher Alvidrez. I think this is going to be a fight where two guys are going to be swinging. Whoever really lands first is going to win, and it's going to be fun. Okay, I can guarantee you fireworks, and I can pretty much guarantee you a knockout on either side. I believe it is going to be Eliezer Kubanza, though, that's going to get it done against the American training out of San Pedro, California, and Christopher Alvidrez. Alvidrez, relatively weak strength of schedule so far, and you can kind of make that same case, I guess, for Kubanza, but a win over Takashi Sato in 2025 is not wowing anybody. And Kubanza just throws and hits like a truck. Now, do I think either of these guys are that ready for the UFC yet? I honestly don't think so. But the way the Contender Series has been going, if you get a finish, you're very likely to get a contract. So again, I will at the end of the video, I'll go over the fighters who I believe are going to win contracts on this card here. But for this particular fight, I am going to go with Eliezer Kubanza to get a first-round knockout win over Christopher Alvidrez. Both these guys walk forward, well, especially Alvidrez walks forward. And I don't know if that really goes all that well for him against a guy in Kubanza who actually wants to counter you and wants to sit back. And again, Kubanza is completely fine with just throwing leg kicks all fight long. And then eventually, boom, I'm going to crack you with something over the top. That's trouble for Alvidrez because he's a fighter that does press forward. He's a fighter who does try to push a pace. I don't love that in a fight with a very good fighter from the Congo and Eliezer Kubanza. Give me Kubanza to win the fight. He will get it done again by first-round knockout. On to our next fight, and we get the brother of Charles Jourdain. It's Louis Jourdain. He takes on Mango Diaz. Canada versus Fighting Nerds here. I'm not going to go on my whole spiel about Canadian MMA because I know the last time I went after Canadian MMA won on the Contender Series, okay? And I don't dislike Canada, okay? I don't dislike Canadian MMA. I've seen a trend over the last couple of years. I know Chovansik won, so whatever, okay? It is what it is. I'm actually going to take Louis Jourdain here. I'm not going to hold you for the pick here. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to go Jourdain here. So I have a problem with the Fighting Nerds, Mango Diaz, and it's beyond just the fact, the Fighting Nerds just lose. I mean, they're 0-3 in their last 3 fights. Borja loses, Hoofy loses, and now Jean Silva loses to Diego Lopez. Now, do we think Prates loses to Leon Edwards? I don't know. I'll get to that in December because a lot of people are taking Prates, but think about it, though. Edwards doesn't really lose to strikers, so what are we doing there? Prates won't wrestle him. We'll get to that fight, though, in about a month and a half, or 2 months. 2.5 months. No, about 2 months. Anyways, Diaz, I don't know how good this guy really is. His tape's not really on the internet because, and the fight I wanted to watch, maybe I just didn't dig deep enough, but I couldn't find it at least. His last fight against Alessandro Albuquerque, back in Future MMA. I don't know how good this Albuquerque guy is, but Diaz does get a knockout. I couldn't find the fight. And again, it is what it is. I just couldn't find that one. That's the fight I wanted to see out of Diaz, though, because he wins the fight by knockout. Every single fight that I've seen him in and watched him have are pre-2024. It looks like it's in a random warehouse, and he's usually grappling. The fight that I watched him fight, oh goodness, he was fighting Dagoberto Santos. Santos initially ties up right as the fight starts. Diaz underhooks him and flips him and ends up on top positioning. And eventually, he rides out top control, eventually takes the back and finds a rear naked choke at the end of the first round. Gets a submission. Great. What I've seen, primary grappler, I don't think his wrestling is that good. I just think his jiu-jitsu is really good. And also, he's so undersized for the weight class. So he doesn't fight at 125. He's a 135 pounder and he's 5'6". And I don't even think he looks 5'6". I think he's shorter than that. Louis Jourdain, think about Charles Jourdain, and then, okay, that's what Louis Jourdain's going to do. Now, here's the thing. I am picking Jourdain to win. I am a little bit concerned that he just straight up gets out-grappled the entire fight. I'm very concerned that happens. Now, Jourdain's fighting for Canada, okay? He's trying to prove me wrong right now on Canadian and mixed martial arts, even though I'm picking him to win. But, right, like, I'm never going to trust Canadian MMA if he's not able to win here, okay? That means Mike Malott against Kevin Holland in 2 weeks. Nope, taking Kevin Holland. I'm actually probably taking Holland regardless. No, actually, I don't know. Malott might win that fight. I need to look more at that one. Anyways, though, Jourdain literally just fights like his brother. Not the best pure wrestling, but they have sneaky transitions and sneaky reversals, and they can get on top or they can sweep you. So, like Charles's, Jourdain is playable off of his back, and he might not, submit you off his back, but he's going to find ways to get off of his back, if that makes sense. I don't think his takedown defense is very good, but I don't think Diaz's just takedowns in general are that good. I think his grappling is good. I don't think his pure wrestling is the best. Jourdain's going to push a pace. He's going to put pedal to the metal. He's going to walk forward, and he's going to try to get into a slugfest with you. Again, it's just what the Jourdain brothers do. I mean, his older brother Charles does the same exact thing. He's going to look to be the aggressor in this one. And guys, I don't think Diaz is that great of a striker. I've seen him fight. Now, I have not been able to see his last fight because I don't think it exists, at least for free. I can't find it. However, I don't think his striking's that good. I think he's overrated because he's a fighting nerd. Guys, the Vegas odds says Jourdain as a favorite. Minus 200 is Louis Jourdain as of 1:30 in the morning on FanDuel. Jourdain is a favorite. Diaz comes back at you at around plus 165. Tapology, 64% of people are picking Diaz. That's purely because his picture on Tapology, he's got the fighting nerd's glasses on, okay? He's not that good of a striker. His grappling's good, but I don't think his takedowns are all that good. And I don't think he's ready to fight this style of fight with Louis Jourdain. Jourdain's going to push a pace. He's going to put pedal to the metal. And I don't think Diaz is ready for this. Louis Jourdain is going to break Mongo Diaz in this fight. And I'm going Louis Jourdain to win it by second round TKO. I'm going late second round TKO. I think we see a slugfest. I don't think Diaz is able to get the fight on the mat particularly well. And I believe Louis Jourdain is going to be able to pick up the victory. Give me Jourdain to get it done by second round TKO. On to the main event. In the middleweight division, we have got, that's PFL. Watch our PFL video because, of course, Artem Lobov returns this week. I actually did not mean to click on this, but I will tell you to go watch our PFL video. Yes, Artem Lobov fights this weekend against Zubaira Tukhugov. I meant to click on this, though. Middleweight main event, Vitor Costa takes on Damian, I'm not making this up, Damian Pinas. It's if you say it real quick, and I'm sure I'm going to say it very quick, it doesn't sound like his last name. It sounds like something else. Some fights that I've watched him fight, they just call him Baba Yaga the entire fight. So I don't know if that's going to get adapted into the UFC. They don't even call him Damian Pinas. They just call him straight, like even the ring announcer, like whoever the hell the Bruce Buffer is of the promotions he's fighting at, they'll say Baba Yaga, and that's it. And the commentators will just refer to him as Baba Yaga. So actually, instead of potentially saying Pinas, and making that sound really quick for 5 minutes or more, I'm just going to call him Baba Yaga the entire time. So, Baba Yaga is taking on Vitor Costa. I'll say this right now, I don't think either guy's UFC ready. I don't think so. I don't think either guy is really a UFC caliber fighter. I had my doubts and my questions about Kubanza, about, is he really ready just yet? I'll tell you now, Kubanza's much more ready, though, than the winner of this fight. I think Kubanza, is. I wonder how successful he'll be. I think he is a UFC fighter. I don't know how well the winner of this fight will do, and that's why I'm a little like I don't know why it's the last fight. There's high level fights on this card. I mean, I think if I'm gonna main event a card, main event a fight, I'm probably main eventing that Jourdain fight, or I'm main eventing Kubanza. Again, I don't know how well these guys will do, but I think again. It makes sense for them to go to the UFC. I'm watching both these fighters fight in Baba Yaga and Vitor Costa. Okay, Vitor Costa, everything he throws, and I said this earlier about Sek, it's so much more true though about Vitor Costa. Everything Vitor Costa throws is here. And obviously I'm not doing a technical, I'm not actually demonstrating how to do it, but a lot of what he throws is just chin up in the air, and I'm throwing from the hip, essentially. Every strike he throws is a hook. That's what Vitor Costa does. He will get cracked, and I don't know. He just looks slow to me. The fights that I watch for Vitor Costa, he just looks slow. And I'm like, I don't love that. I mean, his last fight he wins. He wins via a knockout in Jungle Fight. He retains his belt against a 4-3 fighter. He's fighting bums in Jungle Fight, in all fairness. And again, he just doesn't seem that fast. Baba Yaga, he isn't beating guys. He's not beating great fighters. He beats Jean-Hy Gregory by knockout in the first round. Gregory tries to wrestle early, and then Baba Yaga eventually knocks him out. Okay. Fights a 4-5 fighter in his last fight. Wins. He's 7-1, but his one loss is an illegal up kick. Or, no, not up kick. It's an illegal soccer kick, essentially. So, he's really undefeated. Again, he's got a DQ loss, so don't care. So, essentially, he's 7-0. He hits like a truck. I just don't know how good he's going to be in the UFC, and I think against good wrestlers, ooh, he's going to struggle. Also, he's 23. He's still very young into his career. Hasn't had that many fights. He's a Nova Yao guy. So, okay, let me get this right. Baba Yaga is born in Suriname, trains out of both, I think lives in Aruba, but trains at Nova Yao in Rio. I believe I got that right. I think that's how that works. Which is interesting because I don't think I've ever seen a fighter living out of Aruba. Not to get too deep into Aruba, but I'm pretty sure isn't less than 100,000 people live in Aruba? I think it's a Dutch island. I think I've never heard of anybody just living in Aruba. I thought it was just it seems just like a vacation spot. Anyways, I don't think Costa's that great. And I don't think, again, Baba Yaga is that good either. I think Baba Yaga is slightly better. Just because I watch Vitor Costa and I say, okay, quicker guy's going to beat him, faster guy's going to beat him, and he's just too slow. For Baba Yaga, I say, oh, okay, good grappler's going to beat him. But Vitor Costa, at least recently, hasn't really gone to that. I know he has it in the back pocket, but gotta think of the mindset too. You're on the Contender Series, you're the last fight, you're technically the main event. You don't really want to go out there and just try to outgrind a guy and wrestle a guy and get a submission eventually. You want to get a knockout. And I think, again, Vitor Costa looks at what he's done recently. It hasn't been submission victories. No, it's been knockouts. He's been going out there and just putting guys out cold. So if you're him, you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to do it again. I think he's gonna walk right into one. And I do think that Baba Yaga will find the knockout in this fight. Do I think he's the highest level? No. Do I think he'll struggle in the UFC? 100%. I think everyone's going to try to wrestle him. I don't think Costa's going to, because I think it's going to be a result of somewhat falling in love with his hands. He's been winning a lot by knockouts. He's going to try to do it again in front of Dana, and I think Baba Yaga is going to catch him. Would I bet on this fight because these are very bettable odds? I wouldn't. I don't think either of these guys are high level. I don't think either of these guys are UFC level fighters. But I do believe Baba Yaga is going to catch him in the first round, and I'm going to go Baba Yaga to win the fight by first round knockout. So, picking 5 finishes. I mean, I'll keep it a buck with you. I think everyone's getting a contract. That's just how the Contender Series work now, especially if you get an early finish. However, if I had to rank the fighters and who I'd rank in terms of readiness for the UFC, number 1, I believe, is Rashid Vagabov. He's a Dagestani, and he's beating everybody they put in front of him, and he's going to look really good against a bad fighter. And he's going to go on a run at 125 because 125 is good, but we haven't seen a really good wrestler at 125 since Muhammad Mokaev, and Mokaev might be fighting Pantoja right now if he just didn't get caught for being too boring. Okay, so Vagabov's going to get, I know, again, there was other reasons with Mokaev, but regardless, Vagabov's going to get signed. Number 2, I'll probably go Curtis Campbell. He's fighting a guy that's not high level, and he's going to look really good in winning that fight too. 3, I'll go Kubanza. I will go Kubanza. I think this is going to be an impressive win. I think, again, I will see how he does in the UFC. I think he's fun, though. Then Louis Jordan. It's just because I put him that low because he might not win, and also he's going to get hit, and it's just firefights the entire time. Is it high skillful level of fighting? No, but is it entertaining? Yes, so he'll probably get signed. And then 5th, I believe it is Baba Yaga because of his age, too. He's 23, but I fully expect Dana to sign everybody, so I think we're going to give out 5 contracts tonight on the Contender, as we are going with, again, Rashid Vagabov, Curtis Campbell, Eliezer Kubanza, Louis Jordan, and Baba Yaga, Damian Pinas to all get contracts tonight. Folks, thank y'all for watching our Dana White's Contender Series Week 8 predictions. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back next week for more Contender Series predictions. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.